I am Jules Mermelstein, and I am a candidate for the Pennsylvania Superior Court in Pennsylvania statewide. My experience includes being a volunteer attorney for the American Civil Liberties Union, where I protected everybody's rights. My experience includes being elected to 5 terms as a township commissioner in a township in Montgomery County. In fact, 2 of those elections, I was nominated by both major parties for re-election. I have had no scandals in those 5 terms. In fact, in 2011, when I left the board, I was chosen to receive the medal for the Outstanding Citizen in Upper Dublin Township. I have been a licensed lawyer in Pennsylvania since 1980. That's 37 years, not one disciplinary complaint. My wife and I have taught Sunday school using ethics and values to teens for 2 decades. In all this time, I have not had a scandal. And let's compare this to what the major parties have done to the justice system in Pennsylvania. In recent years, we've had 3 Supreme Court justices having to resign from scandal. 1 Republican, 2 Democrats. We have had 2 attorneys general, 1 Republican, 1 Democrat, going to jail for their activities. We've had 2 Democratic judges accused and convicted of selling juveniles to a private prison, both Democrats. We have had, most recently, the District Attorney of Philadelphia being led away in handcuffs after admitting in federal court to 29 counts of federal corruption. There are 4 judges to be elected to the Superior Court in November. And I say, isn't it time that we elect one based on integrity and not based on party affiliation? Thank you. On the ballot will be 4 Democrats, 4 Republicans, and me. That's it. So people will get 4 votes, and 1 of them should be for me. Thank you very much. As a former criminal defense attorney, I'm perfectly aware of the racism inherent in that system. I actually argued a case once, arguing to a judge that the Commonwealth hadn't proven my client guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and his response from the bench in open court was, well, the fact that your client's black makes it worse. I took that appeal actually to the court I'm running for and got an order for a new trial before a different judge. However, that judge remained on the bench. You need an appellate court judge who understands what's going on in the system. As far as police misconduct, I agree that they are often called in to situations that do not call for police to be there. And what would be fair to both police and to those being policed is for the legislative bodies to do their job. And their job, if you notice, whenever an agency has a rule, you've got public comment, and you've got decision-making done, and then the rules put in place. Here, the legislative bodies basically leave it to the police departments to come up with their own rules, if they come up with rules at all. The Utah Supreme Court issued an order that said when looking at any action by a police officer, the first thing they're going to do is look and see, was it justified under some legislative action, whether it was local, whether it was statewide. If not, the action by the police was illegal and we don't have to deal with the constitutional issue. I think that's a good start. Then if it was justified, then they look and see if it was constitutional. But it's a good start to start forcing the legislative bodies to do their job so that the police and those being policed are treated fairly. Pennsylvanians are lucky in that we have a constitutional right to a clean environment. Article 1, Section 27 of the Pennsylvania Constitution states that we're entitled to clean air and pure water. And the state Supreme Court has interpreted that as to mean the entire environment, including the ground and anything else related to the environment. Our state Supreme Court has repeatedly slapped administrations, both Republican and Democrat, down who have tried to cozy up to the fracking industry. This has not stopped that activity. We need judges throughout the system who recognize that people's right to a clean environment, and as that amendment says, belongs not only to Pennsylvanians but to their children and future progeny, and that will strictly enforce that environment.